its knowledge will live and then die. What was so important about the shape of the pyramid? And why were they built all over the world? What were the ancients trying to tell us? And what does it all mean? All of these questions have answers, and all of our desires to find them can be fulfilled. They can all be found in one stone, one land, and in one place: the land of Egypt. It rises from the earth and claims dominion over a man and his lands. It stands as a testimony to the stars of heaven and also a testimony to the continuing legacy of intellect lost. The Pyramid of Egypt is the most recognizable stone structure in the world, and it is called the Giza Pyramid, Khufu's Pyramid, and the most enduring of all, the Great Pyramid. A monumental structure equaled only by the understanding of its true meaning, which has eluded mankind for nearly 5,000 years. Today we are living in the age of enlightenment and revelation, and sadly, we have not even paused or even stopped to notice. All things that were once hidden from us are now coming to light. And there, standing in line with all the other great mysteries of the age, is the revealing of the Great Pyramid of Egypt. The Pyramid of Egypt tells a powerful ancient tale which will in turn answer every question we have ever had about God, life, and the afterlife. That what the Egyptians' afterlife tells a powerful ancient which will in turn answer every question we have ever had about God, life, and the afterlife, which will in turn answer every question we have ever had about God, life, and the afterlife. For nearly 10,000 years, you will come to find that what the Egyptians are telling us is so beautiful, so powerful, and so divine that we as a species are unworthy of it. It rises from the earth and towers over all the achievements of man. It is a masterwork of mathematics and engineering skill to which there is no equal. And although there are 3 pyramids of Egypt, there is only one of whom the gods did bless: the Great Pyramid. It was built circa 4000 BC, and although the world teaches that it was built by slaves, the reality is that it was not. 10,000 years, you will come to find that which will in turn answer every question we have ever had about God, life, and the afterlife. For nearly 10,000 years, you will come to find that what the Egyptians are telling us is so beautiful, so powerful, and so divine that we as a species are unworthy of it. It rises from the earth and towers over all the achievements of man. It is a masterwork of mathematics and engineering skill to which there is no equal. And although there are 3 pyramids of Egypt, there is only one of whom the gods did bless: the Great Pyramid. In 4000 BC, it was built, one of whom the gods did bless: the Great Pyramid. One of whom the gods did bless: the Great Pyramid. It was built circa 4000 BC, and although the world teaches that it was built by slaves, the reality is that it was not. And within the square is an X dividing the 4 quarters of the pyramids. The brilliance is found in the measure, because the circumference at the base of the pyramid creates a solar circle of 3652.5. When you place this circular measurement upon the X in the square of the cosmos, you will get a message. The Egyptians are telling us that there is something in the cosmos that is important to all of us. A land, a place, or a city in the constellations of space. And this place was so important to the ancients that they spent nearly 20 years building it, so that one day we would know what it means, and that one day we would understand. What place, land, or city is resting in the cosmos, and how do we find it? What opens the meaning of the Great Pyramid of Egypt is curiously found within its walls. Within the pyramid are a king's chamber and a queen's chamber. The king's chamber sets the marker for clues, for within the king's chamber are pyramid inches, which measure wall to wall 365.25 inches. However, it is the queen's chamber which illuminates the mind, because the queen's measurements in inches are not found on the floors or on the walls, but instead, it's found in its ascending measurement. Curiously, from the floor to the ceiling is 364 pyramid inches, and that is the clue. The pyramid base in the king's chamber represents the sun, and the queen's chamber represents the bride of the sun, the moon. And the moon followed a 364-day calendar in ancient Egypt. The number 364 was a very holy number to the Egyptians, and thus its usage indicates that we are looking for something that is very holy. That is the clue, and it means that we are looking for something in the cosmos which travels like the sun or the moon, and how we find it is not in its years, but in its degrees. We are looking for an ancient star which travels in a 364-degree path. And remarkably, this object is very easy to find. In ancient Sumer, Babylon, and Egypt, knowledge of the constellations and their astronomical charts were well known. So to find this mystery star was not hard to do at all. The star found in the search was called Enlil. And in the ancient astronomy of the Babylonians and the Egyptians, they marked that this star followed a 364-degree path. And what is most important about this star is that this star represented a god. The closer you get to the knowledge of this star, the closer you get to understanding the Egyptians and understanding all things. Where you find this star is where you find the end to the mystery of the Great Pyramid of Egypt. In reliefs. In these reliefs, they show angels honoring a strange tree with branches yielding 29 equally strange flowers. In actuality, those are not flowers hanging from the tree of life at all. No, not flowers. They are actually stars, and 29 in all. If you count the stars in the constellation of the Tree of Life, you will find, just as in this pictogram, there are exactly 29 stars. It is the constellation of the Tree of Life, and it is the place of our birth. It is where we were born and where we were made. The first man and the first woman sing a song of our birth, and our birth is born in the understanding of our origins and from whence we've come. An understanding that has been here for nearly 5,000 years, locked away within finely cut and measured blocks of stone. It is the place of our birth and the house of our God, and what knowledge is greater than this? For nearly 5,000 years, locked away within finely cut and measured blocks of stone. It is the place of our birth and the house of our God, and what knowledge is greater than this? And what knowledge is greater than this? And what knowledge is greater than this? We as a people now know where the gods dwell